What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a word from the ancestors for the sign of Leo. Okay, Leo, you guys are second this week on the zodiac lineup. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay. So you guys should be familiar that the word from the ancestors has changed just a bit. Okay. Hopefully you have gotten acclimated with it since September. Okay. One deck into a pyramid. Okay. Already shuffled. We're going to start with from the top. One straight at the top, 3 on the second row. There are no clarifiers, however, I will use the next row to clarify the row above it, okay? So, the next row is 5 cards. Promoting the change that possibly is occurring in your life or has occurred. The center of the pyramid is primarily dealing with you and your energy. And then we have the left and right dealing with feminine and masculine energy, which I'll mention if necessary. Okay, the last row is 7 cards. Okay, and then we'll look at the bottom of the deck for the overall energy. Okay, hopefully you guys can see your pyramid all the way in its entirety. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we have the 10 of Cups at the very top of your pyramid. Okay, talking about that wish fulfillment, Leo. Okay, maybe you are wishing for that family life. Okay, full of accomplishments such as the wife and kids, or husband and kids, dog, all that happy ending. Okay, next we have the Star card, Aquarius energy. Okay, the Star card represents healing of some sort. Okay, so possibly there needs to be some healing, maybe within your home or your immediate family. So that way, again, I talk about this all the time about energy transference of traumatic situations that have happened in possibly your own family life needs to be healed first, so you don't take that over into your family. Okay, talking about breaking those generational curses, if you will. Okay, that revolving cycle. Okay, something that we kind of touched on a little bit in Aquarius's read last month. So if you know your birth chart, if you have Aquarius somewhere in your birth chart in reference to relationships, partnerships, things of that nature, then you may want to go and look at that ancestor read. Okay, so let's move on to the next one here. We have the King of Wands right up underneath the 10 of Cups, okay, and looking at that Star card. Okay, so for some of you, you could have this King of Wands energy in the sense of having a particular person in mind, okay, to accomplish this 10 of Cups with. Okay, Star card, again, like I said, can be about healing, but it also can be about someone in particular who possibly can assist with your healing. Okay, someone who has really shown you a lot in regards to maybe not being your ordinary person. Okay, they are the star, or very symbolic to you in your life. Okay. Next, we have the Four of Wands. Okay. Four of Wands, Leo, is the 1111 card, Enlightenment, if you will, on that, or union, for most. Okay. With the Four of Wands is talking about having that firm foundation towards a home. This Ten of Cups. Okay. If you put these two together, it creates Five of Wands. And it could be just, again, some more internal conflicts that you need to heal from before you can move on into this Four of Wands situation. You could consider it the marriage card if you'd like. However, I feel like it's more so about you committing to a relationship before, the I do's, if you will. Okay. So working your way towards that. We do have the Five of Cups here, okay, which is talking about disappointment. As you see, 3 cups are down, but 2 are still up, okay? So something obviously is a disappointment to you. It could be maybe how you've treated your love life, in a sense of not really settling down, okay? And it's not so much about, you shouldn't feel disappointed about it, Leo, as you have to go through the dating game in order for you to find that particular person, okay? But maybe your standards are a little bit too stringent, okay? You might need to loosen up a bit, okay? And here we are with the Wheel of Fortune, okay? The Wheel of Fortune underneath the Star card, okay? Talking about a change, like I said, feeling disappointed about, the pickings out here, okay, if you will, okay? Slim pickings when it comes to the dating scene. Again, you have to loosen up your standards just a bit. We kind of talked about that in your dream catcher read, okay? And not so much in the heart's desire, possibly, but I think it was more so in your dream catcher read. If you haven't seen it, by all means, please go and check that out, okay? We have the Knight of Pentacles underneath the King of Wands, and the Ten of Cups, okay? So it could be in reference to some kind of gesture, okay? While you are determined with this King of Wands energy, fire energy, you, Aries and Sagittarius, okay? If you have that in your chart, by all means. Or you're dealing with someone in that sign, it's an honorable mention, but you don't have to be, okay? It could be, while you have this determination to get this Ten of Cups, you are in this night phase, in the sense of, making or giving information out as you date, okay? Be mindful of when you start releasing information, or making small gestures that are mature, in a sense, okay? You're moving lightheartedly, okay? Which there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But if anything, if you're going to be stringent on how often, and use your discernment in regards to dating, okay? If you're looking for a particular person. We have the Knight of Swords, which is underneath the Four of Wands, okay? Air energy, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, facing off with this Knight of Pentacles, 2 knights against each other. One person seems to be more about words, while you may be about action, or vice versa. You may think that your actions speak for you, but this other person has more of a direct communication when it comes to talking about relationships, okay? Thus, the reason why this Knight of Swords is underneath the Four of Wands, okay? And so you kind of are maybe dealing with someone who's a polar opposite of you, okay? You believe your actions speak for you, where this person believes words are more definitive than just actions, okay? So if you want a relationship, you need to actually say it, not give gestures, okay? We have the Hermit, okay? The Hermit is on the outskirts, okay, of your pyramid on this third row. It does kind of face towards all of this here and is on the opposite end of this Five of Cups, okay? Depending upon the results of your dating, you possibly end up in this Virgo energy of isolation, okay? Where you start kind of, wanting to shed light on, your dating behavior or the people that you date, and seeing where you can actually change. But like I said, and I say all the time, give yourself some time to yourself to really figure out what it is that you want, okay? And see if there's some wiggle room in your standards, okay? Next, Nine of Cups, okay? Nine of Cups showed up at the end of Libra's reading, at the top as far as their overall energy. I feel as though with this Nine of Cups, you are accomplished within yourself, okay? Thus, the reason why you feel as though you are, dating material, okay? Nothing wrong with that, okay? The accomplishments that you have, let's not look at material things, okay? Which would be the case if it were a Nine of Pentacles type situation, okay? But feelings wise is where we're at with this Nine of Cups, although it does reflect on the things that you've dealt with in your life, okay? And where you feel achieved and accomplished that. And so you could feel very secure within yourself, like I said, to be a prime candidate for dating. However, don't be so braggadocious about it, okay? Where you are right now should also attract that same kind of energy, okay? Unless you would prefer to have someone that's a polar opposite of you, okay? Putting too much strain on someone to be the same as you, though, does kind of cause some conflict within a relationship, because it always ends up being said, oh, you think you're too good, or you think you're better than me type of vibe, okay? That could be what's going on with this Knight of Pentacles in this Knight of Swords energy, okay? As far as you may come off as that when you're dating someone, okay? And they can take somewhat offense to that, okay? So kind of dial it down a bit, okay? Instead of making it about you and your accomplishments, maybe see what this person has accomplished in their life, okay? If they have not accomplished as much as you, try to be a support system or a motivator, okay? Not so much judgmental, okay? Next, we have the Knight of Wands underneath the Five of Cups, facing towards this Nine of Cups, okay? So within this energy here, there's this Knight of Wands in between these cups, okay? Disappointment, and then this accomplishment, okay? I do feel as though usually sometimes Knight of Cups is talking about past, okay? Maybe this is a situation of remembering how you got to this Nine of Cups, okay? How you got to these accomplishments. Did you have to, start, from the bottom? Let's say, for example, you could have worked at a fast food joint when you first got out of high school and worked your way up in your professional career into a manager in an office position, okay? We all have backgrounds, okay? And so you need to remember your past before you sit up here and be disappointed about someone that you're currently dating now, okay? If someone you're currently dating now is in retail and they've never had an office type job, but you are, already well established, you got a nice car, you got a condo, you got all this stuff going on for you, but you're disappointed in the type of dating scene that you're in, where you're not dating people who are as established as you. You have to understand that people get established at different times in their lives, okay? Not everyone is able to, graduate fresh out of high school and end up with an office job. Did you? Okay. For me personally, I started out, my first job was in retail. I started out in a grocery store, and then I went from grocery store to office, and then from office I went back to retail, and then from retail I went back into the office profession and kind of grew, from there. Did temp jobs here and there before I became in government. So you have to understand that everyone progresses at a different rate, okay? Not everybody even has the same skill set at times to achieve that type of profession or advance in a particular profession. Some people actually move up in retail and go from being a cashier to a CEO. It takes time. And then if you don't have someone who's actually motivating you, or grew up around that type of support system, then how can you judge someone else for not being in the same predicament as you? Okay, unless you're going to be a support system to someone, you shouldn't be judgmental of them. Okay, point blank, period. Let's move forward. We have the Page of Wands, okay? Page of Wands underneath this Wheel of Fortune and the Star card, okay? Opposing this Knight of Wands, okay? Possibly, if you take the time to consider, or have ever taken the time to consider, Leos, that maybe this person not having or being as motivated as you, okay, is to help change your point of view, okay, is to also heal you and possibly remind you where you started, okay. It's somewhat humbling at times, okay. Something that I like to do to help ground me and remind me how fortunate I am, and it's not to throw shade or make me feel any better, it's to help me appreciate what I have. On YouTube, I usually like to watch occasionally. I haven't done it in a really long time because I haven't found myself energetically needing to watch them, but primitive building, okay, indigenous people actually creating something out of nothing from the earth, okay, creating actual living spaces, beautiful architectural structures made from clay and mud, okay. They have little to nothing to use in order to build these things. However, they are extravagant and they are beautiful in the sense of them not needing anything, no blueprints, no nothing, just, indigenous tools to create something immaculately beautiful, okay? While we are here in America claiming to live the American dream, okay? And they can only imagine living here and living the life that we live, but I find them to be more wealthy and luckier than I am to create something out of nothing and still have joy within their hearts every single day, being deprived of what I at times would, not appreciate. Okay. And so in watching them, it humbles me and it grounds me, you know, in a sense of being appreciative for what I have, and being also a little bit jealous of them for having more than me, in the sense of finding pure joy in creating something with their hands. Thus, the reason why I have the shop that I have now, is kind of paying homage to that, to create something out of nothing and do it with joy in your heart. Okay. And so, some people need a restart. Okay. And you Leos need a restart in a sense of emotional intelligence and kind of humbling yourself from your past, okay? How things have changed for you and where you are now from where you used to be, okay? That is the energy in which this person provides to you, okay? Now, let's move forward. We have the Sun card with Enlightenment. Okay, the Sun card always comes out in the sense of, I love when it comes out because it's talking about shedding a light on some things and healing that sacral chakra of that inner child work. Okay, that inner child is up underneath this Knight of Pentacles, this King of Wands, and this Ten of Cups. The center of this pyramid is your energy primarily, okay? Even though this whole spread is about the Leo collective, get in where you fit in, okay? But I feel as though there is some hidden dynamic here, in regards to maybe your immediate family, in the sense of something that transpired in your own family, maybe seeing your parents or one of your parents striving to put food on the table, okay? And maybe they had a hard go before you actually were able to benefit from the fruits of their labor, to not want for anything, okay? Kind of go back and remember that, okay? Having to get your own job and help provide, for the family as well, okay? So take that into consideration. There's some enlightenment that needs to occur in regards to this Ten of Cups that you want so badly, okay? Next, Justice, which is underneath the Knight of Swords and the Four of Wands, okay? Justice. Pointing at this, or going towards this Sun card, okay? Also kind of focusing on this Page of Wands and the Sun, okay? This is Libra energy, asking for some form of fairness, okay? It could have to do with being an older sibling and having to be responsible, for a younger sibling, okay? I'm feeling a trio as well, because of this Knight of Pentacles above these two, okay? So there's something hidden there. I'm not going to get into it because I can't really pinpoint exactly what it is, but it's some kind of healing that's going on, or some justice for a set of three, okay? And it could be three sons, okay? That's all I'm going to touch on, okay? There is a Three of Wands following that, okay? The Hermit card underneath the Hermit card, sorry. In the sense of this corner right here, we haven't even gotten to the last card. Some form of isolation, like I said before, with this Virgo energy with the Hermit and this Three of Wands, okay? Someone embarking on their own, okay? It could have been a situation of someone leaving the home, possibly, and kind of leaving a family behind, in a sense. And there was some communication in regards to it, okay? Again, I'm not going to sit in the energy too long. We're at 2509, okay? But there's something here, okay? And I don't want to really get into it too deeply, especially because it feels like there's some hidden energy there. So if it's hidden, it's not meant to come out in your reading right now. It's meant to come out on your end, okay? So with that being said, you have Two of Wands here, okay? Two of Wands pointing towards this Three of Wands, okay? Possibly two female energies here with this Virgo here, okay? Being up underneath this Hermit, the Three of Wands, I feel like something was more stable within this relationship. And this Two of Wands on the outskirts was not as stable, okay? It was still kind of in an exploration type of energy, okay? And possibly wishes they could have been in this Three of Wands energy and kind of geared towards this Four of Wands, okay? A potential relationship that did not transpire because of a particular reason, okay? Maybe they chose another path, but there is some regret, okay? So let's go at the bottom of the deck to see what the overall energy is to wrap up your reading, Leo. And we have the Page of Cups, okay? Page of Cups. Page of Cups is talking about some light-hearted sharing of feelings, okay? And this is kind of geared towards this Ten of Cups here, okay? And it could be a conversation of a feminine energy within your family, or it could be you to your family in regards to what it is you are desiring for this wish fulfillment. It could be healing that you would like within this family dynamic. It is sitting above this Four of Wands, so it could be a communication of a potential relationship that is going to be long-standing, okay? And so it's definitely not putting any kind of hindrance on the family itself, but it is, I'm feeling this sibling energy going on, okay? In a sense of things just changing, going to this Wheel of Fortune, okay? So it's a lot going on here. You're kind of like Libra with a mixture of energy. That's the reason why I'm not going too deep into it, okay? But that is far as I'm going to go with your energy, Leos, okay? So with that being said, we have one more reading this week. So until then, Leos, peace.